Welcome to Positive Talk with Kevin McDonald. Hey, that's me. Hi, and welcome to Positive Talk. Our show features the best positive stories and people from around the globe as we endeavor to answer the universal question of why am I here and what is my purpose? Understanding that can change everything, and knowing your greatness is fundamental to living your best life. So join us right now as together we work to create the adventure of our lifetime. And welcome, everybody, to another episode of Positive Talk with Kevin McDonald. John is sitting there going, you've been at this all day, and you're still, I don't know what's going on. But
It's been a day, Kevin, and I don't know how you're still doing this, but this is great.
This is more fun than anybody's allowed to have.
It absolutely is. It absolutely is.
And now the way that's supposed to go is this is more fun than anybody can have with their clothes on. I will say on or off. This is more fun than to do it because I get to talk to some remarkable
laugh at me
beings.
either way. So clothes on or clothes off.
Exactly. John Varico is with us. And John, how are you today, my friend?
I am fine as frog's hair.
Fine. That's pretty fine, Rochelle. And are you as happy as snakes? I don't know. How are you?
Gosh, I can't follow up with that, John, but I think I might be happier than hair on a frog. So
there we go. All right, Adrienne, you're gonna top that now.
Yeah, that's right. And by the way, we've got a tremendous guest with us today. Her name is Adrienne, and I had to say that because
Adrienne.
there's a story behind that because that's how I ended up in the hospital and broke my face. But that's because of that movie. But we may talk about that a little bit later. But Adrienne Simmons is with us. She is an energy worker. Would that be a good way of putting it? Well, let me put it this way. Please describe yourself.
Absolutely. I am a vitality coach. So I am all about everybody living their life with vitality if they so choose.
Perfect. And if they don't, they end up looking like me and John. But that's beside the point. I'm kidding.
You know what I say, Kevin, at this stage in life, I'm not out of shape because round is a shape.
Well, and that's the other thing, because now I keep getting told, you don't want to lose too much weight because you get older, you're going to need that for when you get sick and you want to.
It's like bears ready to hibernate, I guess. Like, the physicists have told us that the most perfect shape in the universe is the sphere. So as I age, I'm becoming more perfect.
Exactly. Adrienne, are you sure you're ready for this? We've been doing this a while, so we're a little punchy at this point.
We're getting to a delusional point.
I'm open for it. I'm ready to go.
That's great stuff.
Well, and by the way, I just want to point out to everybody, you got a great smile, you got a lot of energy about you. It's great to have you here, and talking about personal energy and vitality, because life is too short, and everybody needs to have the vitality that they choose to have. How do you help people do that?
Wow. I like to start off with anybody that I'm interacting with in finding out what do they vision for their life. Everybody has their own unique vision of how they see their life ahead of them. What will work for them? What brings them joy? So it's initially determining what is it you want for your life. I like to say we can't do anything about the life that's past. We can only look at the life that we have ahead of us. So when you stop and think about, how do I want my life to play out moving forward? It's creating that vision. So it's about taking taking off all kind of restraints and just kind of going for it and saying, you know what, if I can create any vision that I want for my life, this is how I want my life to look moving forward. So it always starts off with me as their coach. Describe, how do you envision your life moving forward? What does it look like? What does it feel like? What is involved in your picture of your life moving forward? Once we establish that, let's now work backwards and figure out how we can get you that life, how we can transform from where you are today to where you're telling me you want to be tomorrow.
Do a lot of people actually even know what that is? Or do you have to kind of
ask
ferret
the
that out?
same question.
Yes, absolutely. If you give them a chance to really stop and envision, a lot of people will say, well, you know what, now that you're asking me, I want it to look like this. I want to do this. I want to do this. I would love to this. I would love to have this as well too. Give them that opportunity. But a lot of people don't even ask themselves, what do I want my life to look like 5 years from now? How would I like my life to feel 7 years from now? How do I want my life to even represent me 6 months from now? They don't ask themselves, and rarely do they get asked. But when you give them that opportunity to really envision it, that's when they say, oh, okay, well, let me see. I think now that you've given me a chance, Adrienne, I'd like it to look like this. I'd like it to feel like this.
And we have that, given that opportunity to think about, that question actually made me lose a job for a job interview. It did, because they asked me they asked me what job I saw myself in 5 years. And I said, yours.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Absolutely.
But no, in all seriousness, a lot of times though, we don't think in those terms. We may think in pieces, but not as envisioning our life as a whole. We're like, I think I would want to, I want to have children, or I want to be here. I want the kids to be out of the house, whatever it is. We think of little things. It's like, we say things like, I'll be happy when, right? I'll be happy when I get that job, or when I get that raise, or I'll be happy when I get married, or I'll be happy when I have kids, or I'll be happy when when the kids are out of the house. I'll be happy when I retire. Why do we're constantly putting off being happy instead of being happy with what we've got? But again, it's also, we're isolating individual events or individual things that we want to achieve, instead of looking at life as a whole. So how do you, what I'm trying to get to is, how do you get people to look at a more holistic view of what their future is like, instead of just, oh, I want to have this car, this kind of house, live in this kind of place? How do you get them to say, well, let's look at your whole life as a package?
Yeah, absolutely. For me, it's about their why. And I believe for everybody, it's understanding, why do we want what we want? And you mentioned, I'll be happy when. When I work with my clients, I don't ask the question about happiness. It's more about your vision of what your future will look like. So for example, myself, I know I always wanted to be there to see my daughter get married. Hopefully she will have children. Hopefully I will be around to spend a lot of quality time growing up with my grandchildren. I've always wanted to travel. That is my vision. I've always wanted to start my own business. That is my vision. Will I be happy spending time with my grandkids? Absolutely. Will I be happy traveling to all these destinations that I've always seen on TV, seen on nature shows? Absolutely. To get off the plane and stand in on that land? Absolutely. Will I be happy when my business grows, as I am able to help people with their transformation? Absolutely. So for me, it starts, what is my why? What is it that I want for me, for the life that I have ahead of me? We can't do anything about the life we've lived. It is what it is, but we can do a whole lot about the life that we have ahead of us, if we so choose, and if we have the energy to move forward to make those things happen.
Where in the hell did you get all the energy that you've got?
Oh.
They got some good coffee up there in Canada.
You know what?
They don't believe in decaf up there. No, I'm kidding.
Apparently not. It's Red Bull town.
I've learned through my own journey, because we all know about, if we don't, we take advantage of what we have. We assume that, you know what, we'll always have what we have until we lose it. So for me, it was, I lost my energy. And as a result, when I think about that now, I know I don't want to go back there, because I like the Adrienne that I've transformed myself into now. And I love this energy that my body is able to generate because of decisions that I make every single day. But for me, the most important thing that keeps me on track is remembering the Adrienne that had no energy, that lost all of her energy.
Adrienne, as a generator, I will say you will put power companies out of business.
No kidding.
Everybody needs a little bit of Adrienne in their life.
Serious.
You know what? I got to tell you guys something funny, though. When people meet me, some people will say, Adrienne, can I touch you? Because if I touch you, can you give me a zap of your energy? For me, it's like, oh, these are some of the positives of having this energy and making the lifestyle choices I do, because I laugh every time they say that. And sometimes I'll say, sure, go ahead and touch me.
You know what you got to do? You know what you got to do, Adrienne? You know what you got to do? You got to rub your shoes on the carpet real whole lot and build up that little staff. So when they go to touch you, you get that little blue spark going.
I'm going to remember that one.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
So you would. I'm scared. I'm scared now. No. I was going to ask you, because you said that there was a time when you were not energetic and that you felt. Can you share any of that can be in a generic form that can be instructive and helpful for our listeners? Because, you know, Adrienne, the one thing that I know that is happening, we are going to be on the Brushwood Media Network at 5 p.m. Eastern and also midnight Eastern, which means that we're on drive time, and there are a lot of people. And John and I experienced one just the other day that was driving home from work, and he'd had a horrible day, and it was awful and stuff. And there are a lot of people that are feeling that lack of energy, lack of vitality, lack of those things that can get them enthusiastic and excited for the next day. What was your experience like, and how did you overcome it to become right now, like you're the ever ready bunny?
That's in my story. How did you know? How did you know that?
I'm psychic, honestly.
Okay, so getting serious. I like to call my story Lost and Found. I was born with an abundance of energy. I really was. Right up until my late 40s, people used to call me the Energizer Bunny. People who knew me well would say, Adrienne, you know that commercial on TV, that bunny that's going all the time like that? That is who you are. And, you know, I mean, that's how I always was. So I didn't know whether it was a compliment or an insult. That's just kind of who I was. I was always high energy. And then I crossed over my 50-year line. I didn't know then what I know now, but obviously there were a lot of changes going on inside of me hormonally because of that age that I had reached. But I still kept up with the same lifestyle choices. My lifestyle choices for most of my life, I work, I went out after work, I partied, I drank, I ate whatever I wanted to eat. I was good to go. I could go on a couple of hours of sleep. I was good to go for the next day. Little did I know that because of how I had been abusing my body all of those years, sooner or later, your body is going to say, I can't take it anymore. I can't take it anymore. You've put so much of a burden on me. I cannot keep up with the energy generation that you need, Adrienne. And that's when I started noticing, as I moved into 50 and 51, my energy levels started to drop. But you brush things off, right? We brush things off. And I brushed things off. What else was going on in my life at that time? My daughter, her and I, we've always been just her and I, have been a single mom from the time that she was 3. She went away to university. And now I'm all alone in the house and I'm experiencing that, what do they call that, empty nest syndrome?
Empty nest, yeah.
And I'm kind of coming home from work every day and looking around and I have nothing to do. Because prior to that, I always had my daughter to care for. There was always something going on in her life that I was involved with. But she's gone now and it's just me and these empty walls. And because of my energy now, I'm pacing the house like a caged lion. And I am restless. And so I said, you know what?
You have the cleanest house in Canada, don't you?
So I said, you know what, Adrienne, why are you coming home to an empty house? Don't come home. Just stay out. So I started going out after work. And then maybe I'd come home at 9. But I'm restless at 9 because I still got a whole lot of energy. And then I said, well, you know what? Find somewhere to go. And then I realized, there's nightclubs that you can go to during the week. So I started, after the restaurant, I'm going to a club now. Maybe I'd be home at 11. I got to be honest, guys, I'm still full of energy.
It's just starting at 11.
Tell you, man, bounty full of energy. That's when I discovered after hours. I had no idea what they were, but I learned an after hours is a party that you can go to at 1 o'clock when all the clubs are closed. And with after hours came more alcohol, introduction to party drugs, and just a whole lot of processed foods. So with staying out late, indulging in all that alcohol, indulging in all that processed foods, dousing myself with coffee the next day, because sometimes I'm not coming home till 4 or 5 in the morning. I still got to get up and go to work. I was always responsible. I never messed with my job, but I'm crawling myself into work, tired as hell. And that's when I discovered coffee. Oh, really? Coffee will give me that zing. So then I got addicted to coffee. And I'm just drinking coffee all day long.
Right there with you.
After work, I'm going back out again. And this continued for a couple of years.
Adrienne, we were in the same predicament. I was going to college. I was going to college during the day, going to nightclubs at night.
Yep.
And I was coming in when most people were getting up for work.
Bingo.
Right. And when I joined the Navy, specifically to train my body to get up in the morning because I couldn't do it. I said, I need to wake up in the morning. And I fell into the coffee mode. And when I was in the Navy, I drank 6 to 10 pots of coffee a day.
Oh, wow.
I had energy like you. I had energy like a hummingbird. My metabolism was like a hummingbird. I was bouncing off the walls. Mm-hmm. And I had no idea why. Completely same boat, right? Just going crazy, bouncing off, and it was all coffee. And the doctor said, you have messed up your digestive tract and your adrenal system from all that coffee.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Crazy stuff.
So for me, how it came to a head, every year I would always go for my medical checkups. And I was 54 at that time. Went in for my regular checkup, and I'd been with my doctor for many years, so he knew me. And as soon as I walked in, he goes, Adrienne, what's going on? You look terrible. And I said, what are you talking about? He goes, you've gained a lot of weight since I saw you last year. I'm seeing the bags under your eyes, and you look tired. I've always known you to be full of energy. You've always come into my office and you light up the office, and some of the other patients say, who is that? That customer you had, she's friendly and she talks to everybody, but you look tired. Adrienne, what's going on? Now, my response to him was, well, what are you talking about? Because remember, you don't see what's going on with you until others point it out to you. So I didn't realize, I felt tired, but I just figured, you know what? What's the conversation you hear when you're young around your parents? You might be in your bedroom, but you hear your parents saying, oh, she's 50. She should be slowing down. Oh, he's 55. He should be feeling pains. Oh, he's 72. He should be dragging and slow. So I looked at the doctor and I said, Doc, I'm 54. I'm supposed to be looking like this. I'm supposed to be moving slower. He goes, Adrienne, absolutely not. Absolutely not. It has everything to do with the lifestyle choices you're making. What the hell have you been doing? Of course, I'm not going to tell him the truth. You know what? I probably just slept bad the last couple of nights, knowing that no way I could tell him, guess what? I go to after hours. I'm indulging in party drugs. I'm doing a lot of alcohol. I'm not telling my doctor any of that. I'm just, the last couple of nights, tired.
Have you, when you were filling out the intake form, when it was like, how many cigarettes did you smoke last week? How many drinks did you have last night? I'm not going to tell them the truth about that.
Bingo. Because we don't want to hear the living truth about ourselves.
Right.
And then he goes, you know what, Adrienne? All I'm saying is that you're 54, you're getting a little bit older. You really need to be a lot more mindful of how you're treating your body if you want to continue living a long life. Yeah.
And I like the way he didn't say you should be slowing down.
No,
he didn't say you should be slowing down. He said you need to be more mindful. I like much better approach.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, Rochelle, are you enjoying this? What you get to look for in the next 30 years?
This is amazing. Yeah. You know what? I totally, I'm drinking coffee right now. I haven't had anything in my body except for coffee today. And you kind of just called me out. And it's funny because it messes up all my...
You can tell by when she said that.
I when I was a kid, I was the same way. I went through kind of that slow phase where I just didn't want to leave my room. And now it's like, if you need some energy, I got you. I probably could lay off a little bit of it because I'd be doing 10 things at one time. And then I crash. And I know we need to take a break, Adrienne, but I have a question for you when we come back that is specified around everything we've been talking about.
And that's Rochelle, who has this fantasy that she's still a young kid. We'll be right back.
They have your eyes. They have your ears. They have your smile. Now all they need is a little more of your time. Make a difference in your child's life, because anyone can be a father. It takes time to be a dad.
And welcome back. Adrienne Simmons is with us, and I play that for you to remember what it's like to be in the After Hours Club.
I was doing the headbanging thing, and I realized I can't do that anymore.
It just doesn't work. And but Rochelle, you had a question for Adrienne.
Yeah, Adrienne. So we've talked about all these habits and these things and who we were before and how to come out of it. I would say, is there certain things that you notice that are across all the people that you help and that you work with, of those little tiny things that are daily that change to be able to get to the point of what you vision for yourself? Is there something between everybody that is everybody has this one tiny thing that they've learned to change in themselves daily to progress into moving towards that vision?
Okay, I'd like to finish my story first of all, to let you guys know how I got to where I am, and then remind me to get back to your question. So that last doctor's appointment, obviously they do the test. My test came back, and for the first time in my life, I was diagnosed as being pre-diabetic. My doctor said, Adrienne, if you don't make immediate changes, you are one step from crossing over to be diabetic. The reason why that resonated with me is my father died from his diabetes in his mid-60s. So if I'm in my mid-50s and he died in his mid-60s, all I'm thinking about is I could be dead in 10 years. That's all I saw. I didn't see anything else. I was narrow-minded, and it's like, I could be dead. So what happens to my daughter not getting married? I won't be there. I won't be there to meet my grandkids. What about all the traveling I wanted to do? What about starting my own business? All of that started tumbling in my mind. But it's one thing to think about it, and it's another thing to do something about it. Of course, I didn't do anything about it right away. I continued with the same habits. I hadn't reached my rock bottom yet. So this is now maybe October. I had gone for the appointment. The following January, it happened to be a bitterly cold January in Toronto. Bitterly cold. It was maybe minus 20 degrees Celsius.
Yikes.
I was a smoker. You know, I smoked cigarettes back then, but I never smoked in my house. I have a garage attached to my house. It literally took me 10 minutes just to get dressed, to get layered up, just to go and sit in my garage. I'm sitting in my garage, and you know I can't smoke with my gloves on because I don't want my gloves to burn, right? So I got a cigarette in one hand. I got a joint in the other hand. I'm smoking both. I'm in a dark garage. I'm freezing cold. And I started crying. I just started crying. It just came out of me. And I just said, God, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. My daughter's coming home soon. She can't see me in this condition. This is not how I envisioned my life. But I didn't know how to get off of that madness. I didn't know how to stop the madness of the wheel that I was on. I said, God, I can't do it by myself. I need your intervention. And I continued crying until I finished smoking. I went inside and I continued. What I realized a couple of weeks later, I started to change internally. I didn't have that same urge to go out every night. Instead, I became more curious on how do women's bodies change as we mature, and what can we do to ensure building a healthier body. So I started instead being drawn towards discovering what can I do to help myself, and I moved away slowly but surely from some of the lifestyle choices I was making. As a result of my research, I realized, okay, let me add a little bit more fruits and vegetables. Let me add a little less of McDonald's. Let me add a little bit more water. Let me add a little less drinking coffee. Next thing you know, I stopped smoking. I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden it tasted terrible. I stopped smoking weed. And then I'm starting to feel my energy starting to improve. I said, you know what? Let me join a gym. A new gym opened up in the area. I tell you, it's the law of attraction. All of a sudden, the gym is 5 minutes away. The price was nothing. I joined the gym. I'm starting to feel stronger. I'm building my energy. Long time ago, I moved away from that negative crowd, and I started connecting with a group of mature women who want to build healthier lifestyles. So these were women who were part of a wellness network. So I'm connecting with them, and I'm moving with their vibes, and my energy is starting to improve. Over a year, I used my own self as my own beta test. I created a nutritional plan for myself. I created an exercise plan for myself. I built a healthier network of individuals who are on a track of health and wellness. And over a period of a year, I went from energy levels, maybe most days 2 to 3 out of 10 at my worst, back up to an 8 to a 9 out of 10 based on the changes that I made throughout those years. And by the end of that year, I can say my energy levels were back up to what I was accustomed to, but in a more healthy, holistic way. From there, people started to compliment me. Adrienne, I love your energy. Adrienne, you're so energetic all of a sudden. Adrienne, I just love your vibes and your skin, and you're just fresh and alive and full of positive energy. What are you doing? And of course I shared, well, you know what? I've kind of changed my eating habits, and I'm a little bit more physically active, and I surround myself with positive individuals, and I've lowered the stress. Oh, okay. Can you help me do it? Okay. Well, here, let me send you this, and let me send you this. And that's when that was on. You know what? Energy seems to be a commodity for people who don't have it. Because everybody was saying, if I had your energy, Adrienne, you know how much more I can get accomplished? I could finally move ahead and get done what I want to get done. Whether it's clean out the garage, whether it's go back to school, whether it's travel, whether it's play with the kids. If I had your energy, Adrienne, I could do so much more in my life. Can you teach me what you're doing? And that's when the light bulb comes on. You know what? Why don't you create a program using the strategies and principles and processes that I use to rebuild my energy to help others as well too? And that's when I created the Energy Edge, Unlock Your Body's Energy Potential. And that's where I am today. And that's my story of Lost and Found.
Well, congratulations, because everybody is going to love hearing you. And if I had the opportunity to meet you, I would latch to you. I'm not just going to touch you like I'm squeezing you. I'm taking it all over, absorbing, because it's beautiful. And it's encouraging for me, even at my age, when I feel those days where I'm like, I have no energy. And what am I going to do about drinking 7 cups of coffee, or, like the Red Bulls, they don't work anymore. And the fact is, you crash. Nobody talks about that part.
Yeah.
And so when you do it when you're healthy, you don't feel that same crash. It just feels like, okay, you know what? I got my energy out. It is time to rest and rejuvenate that energy back. So I'm going to live by that, and I'm going to work on it.
It's interesting that you're saying that, because one of my visions is to connect and work with millennials and Gen Zs. Is that Gen you would be Gen Z, right?
I think
How
so.
old are you?
99. 25.
Yeah, I think exactly. Because for me, I want the message to resonate with the younger generation. Because if you build into your lifestyle healthier choices, you will not have to go through that slump that so many, and I am sure every single one of you know in your life, people who are over the 50-year line, and man, they're tired. They're full of aches and pains. They're full of inflammation, and they're only in their 50s. They're only in their 60s. They're only in their 70s. Oh my gosh, there are way too many people who are living with fatigue and brain fog. And it's like, you know what? Oh my gosh. So I really want to work eventually with the younger generation to say, you know what? If you don't want to look like your grandmother, and you tell me your grandmother's only 52, if you don't want to look like your grandmother, if you don't want to look like your auntie, make smart choices when you're 30 and in your 40s and in your 50s. If you build in those healthier lifestyle choices and make it a lifestyle, then you don't have to worry about changing anything when you're 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, because it's part of your lifestyle. I did not make it a lifestyle. My lifestyle was really bad lifestyle choices. And as a result, look how I turned out. Now I make healthy lifestyle choices, and look at me now. I'm just beautiful. I'm beautiful. I'm sexy. I'm full of energy, and people want to touch me all the time because they want my energy. Why would I change my lifestyle choices?
Well,
and I think it's important to teach people of our age, because then we share that with our parents and they see that in us.
She's got it. She's got it.
Yes, because I see that. That's half of the reason I work on myself, is because I want other people that have been around me and conditioned to be a certain way to know it doesn't have to be that way.
Exactly.
You don't have to crash 4 times a day because you have stress. Let it go. As Kevin said, let it be. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm going to have to call you, because
I want to stay in touch with you for sure. I want to stay connected with you for sure. For sure. We're going to create a revolution. You and I will create a revolution. Absolutely.
Well, we need to take a break. Shut up, Michelle. We need to take a break.
I love her.
And, we're talking with Adrienne Simmons, and I'm so sorry that she doesn't have any energy for this, but we'll be right back.
You're listening to Brushwood Media Network, the best in syndicated talk, news, and entertainment shows.
As you go about your daily life, look closer. As you gather with family and friends who love and support you, look closer. There are youth right in your community who don't have the home, warmth, and healing you have. So look closer. Every year across America, a staggering 4.2 million youth are homeless or trafficked. And for 50 years, Covenant House has worked relentlessly to keep them safe and protected. Tonight, 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed. And tomorrow, they will wake up surrounded by love. They get clean clothes, hot meals, medical care, and a safe place to sleep. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. In sites across America to help them fulfill the great promise of their lives. So look closer at Covenant House. To help or get help, go to covenanthouse.org.
And welcome back to Positive Talk with Kevin McDonald. And boy, I got to tell you, I get the feeling, first of all, we're going to talk about Heather in just a second, Rochelle, but Adrienne, I get the feeling that if I were to put you into an electric car, you could drive the thing without a battery. It is so cool to see, and you've got Rochelle going, I'm going to go work out now. I'm going to go do this.
Yeah.
It's got me thinking about working out.
And the thing is that see, when I go to the doctor and I say, doc, I'm just not feeling as well. You are 67 years old. It does kind of just slow down. Then I don't know, John, has your doctor ever said that to you?
Exactly the same words, except he doesn't say 67; he says 66. But it's true. I mean, and I've heard that for years. Going, oh well, you should expect some aches and pains at this point in your life. I'm like, I don't think so.
Yep.
I don't have aches and pains.
And I watch all these people who go to, and I've never been motivated to go to the gym. When I was younger, I did all my exercise because I was out dancing all the time. So I was skinny and in shape and all that stuff because I was always out dancing. And of course, over the years, as I've matured, I found other activities that were a little more sedentary, and my work became more sedentary. I wound up doing a lot of work, where I was sitting at the computer, or I speak to groups. I'm a speaker and a trainer and a coach, and I do a lot of that stuff, but I do a lot of it online. Yeah. And so I'm sitting a lot, or I do the stand-up desk thing every once in a while as well, but it's still not active. There's a big difference between that. And so I've never been really motivated to do the gym thing. But I have realized I don't want to bulk up, since all these guys want to get big bulgy muscles. I don't want that. I'm trying to tone a little bit. And so what is it? It's more repetitions, right? Lighter weights, more repetitions. So I'm working on it. I'm up to 140 lifts a day.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah. One very, very light weights. It's one forkful at a time. Because that's what
I was going to say 140 spoonfuls of sugar.
Yeah. So, well, not sugar. It's forkfuls of food, but yes. Yeah, 140 forkfuls a day. Not quite that much. And I still have the same appetite I had when I was 16.
Oh, see, there's a problem.
My metabolism is 66. And so I don't want to change my appetite. I want to get my metabolism back up because I'm still a foodie.
I can take notes off that, John. I eat whatever I want. People ask me, how do you get your body? I don't know. I do and eat and go wherever I want all the time. But since I've changed that, it's the internal of the energy. Like, I don't just look healthy. I feel healthy because I am. So it's rewarding.
Oh, you're 25. Shut up. You're always going to be
at McDonald's, though.
By the way, who's Heather?
I want to give a shout out to my mom. Never had her listening or commenting on the show very often that I knew of, but she says, I love it. You're speaking my language. Thank you for new things to consider. She's actually upstairs listening to this.
That's your mom?
Yeah, that's my mom.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah, it's funny. We don't have live listeners. We have shills in the audience. Is what it was. they're all
all my family and friends. Yeah, but I think it's important too because even me and my mom, we've been figuring out those new ways. Like instead of like yesterday, instead of having another cup of coffee, we had some ginseng. Taking those vitamins, doing other things that we're putting in our body that are more long lasting and healthy because me and my mom love that coffee. And it is hard to get away from. Not saying it's bad to drink coffee. I will always drink coffee. But no matter what age you are, when you start to realize that what you put into yourself, your thoughts and your feelings, and food it makes a huge difference, but you have to have discipline, because
It's
I admit I'll be up at 3 a.m. and I'll order those wings.
Yep.
I really do. It's so
Yep.
bad. But
well, it's just
give
like
yourself
a
grace.
computer.
Yep.
Just like a computer, garbage in, garbage
Yeah.
out. You know, it's
Bingo.
just
Yeah.
Bingo.
Yep.
Bingo.
Yep.
You know, what I like to share with not only my clients, but anybody that I interact with, that we really don't think about as human beings. We don't give our body the respect that our bodies deserve. Our bodies do everything for us. From the time we were born up until the age we are now, our bodies have had our backs. They're there for us and they take care of us. But do we take care of our bodies, most of us? Not at all. What I tell people is, we eat what we want. We drink what we want. We bring in the stress that we can't let go of. But our bodies are saying, wait a minute, but I don't want McDonald's. I don't want that frappe. I don't want those nachos. And if our bodies could talk,
Can I eat them then?
but hold on.
Wings and nachos.
Hold on. If we were more aware of the respect that our bodies deserve, our bodies don't ask us for much. Our bodies don't ask us for much. They ask us for a little bit of movement. They ask us for some wholesome food. They ask us to laugh. They ask us to reduce our stress. And look what our bodies do for us in return. I like to call it quid pro quo. Our bodies will take care of us. They will heal us. They will generate the energy we need as long as we give our bodies what they ask for. So keep it simple. You scratch my back, my body says, I got you. I'll scratch your back. So every day when I get up, my intention is, body, today we're going to build a healthy energy body, because I got to do this today. I got to do this today. I have a work event. I have a podcast. I'm going out later. My body has to generate the energy to keep me going until I get back home. The only way that's going to happen is if I have fed her throughout the day, if I fuel her with the fuel that she needs. And what she needs, get up and move. Every hour on the hour, I get up and I'll do a stretch for a minute. I'll do an aerobic exercise for 1 minute, and then I'll sit back down and do what I have to do. I'll get outside and I'll just walk around the block. Get outside and just get some natural sunlight. Our bodies require such simple things from us, but we got to make it complicated. We got to make it complicated. And then we wonder, oh God, my knee, my knee pains, oh, my back pain, oh, I got a neck pain, oh, I got an elbow pain. Why? What did you do to your body to overload it like that? Your body doesn't need all that crap, but we keep on loading our body with crap. And then we wonder, I'm tired. My brain, I can't think. Come on, man. Why are we making it so difficult?
Come on, man.
When you start honoring your
My
body,
uncle-
when you started honoring your body, did you feel that immediate change of putting something different in your body? Like as it's digesting, it gives you energy rather than pull it down?
Bingo. And you can feel it almost right away. Like one day of feeding your body with what it needs, the next day it's like, you know what? I feel a little bit lighter. I feel like I got a little bit more energy. It doesn't take long for our bodies to respond to what we are putting inside of our bodies. Our bodies, right away, it's like, thank you. I like to tell the story of, everybody knows the story of Aladdin, right? And the genie and the lamp. Aladdin gets the lamp, he rubs it, a genie comes out. What are your wishes? I tell my clients, you see our bodies? We have our own internal genie. We all have our own internal genie. And our genie says, you know what, master? I'm going to give you a bounty full of energy. But master, what I need from you, just give me a little bit of wholesome food. Just let me get outside. Let's just get outside and walk a little bit. Let's just laugh a little bit. Let's just kind of read something inspirational. And I promise you, master, your wish is my command. I grant you all the energy you need. Me and my genie, we're like this. Me and my genie, since I've learned, me and my genie, best friends. Best friends. My genie gives me whatever I need. That's my genie. I'm Aladdin, and I got my own genie.
Can I get my genie to look like Barbara Eden?
Yeah, you can. Vision it. You vision what you want, whatever you want your genie to look like.
All right. All right. I'm going for the locale now.
And Gowdy says, ever since I changed my diet, my body's healed itself, and which is really good because
I've watched it change. That's my dad. Hi, Dad. Again, my parents are very supportive today, but I've watched him completely. He eats arugula and does he's so picky about certain things. And I watched him through my life as a truck driver. We used to eat at truck stops and gas stations, and just whatever was easy, whatever was convenient. And he's become, even in his mind, a whole different person. And I'm extremely proud of him. So go, you Dad.
Yes, Daddy.
Yes, Kevin.
Kevin's I'm the host. Can I get a word in edgewise?
That's the president's on the line, but no. What is rugula?
Arugula. It's a leafy green.
Disgusting, but it's so healthy.
Yeah, it's really good. You'll find it nice. It's even lighter than kale. It's closer to lettuce and spinach.
Like lettuce.
Yeah. You'll find it in salads, not even know you're eating it. Mm-hmm. You'll eat a salad that's mixed greens, and you'll get one of them. And you go, "Ooh, that one's interesting. I like that one." Mm-hmm. That's the arugula.
It's a good way to put it, John.
So, Adrienne, I gotta ask you. So it's Friday night, and you have company, and it's 1:00 in the morning, and you're still sprinting around the apartment. Do you ever have a conversation with somebody when you're doing all that?
Mm-hmm. I no longer stay up till 1:00 in the morning. My body, my genie, my body does not need to stay up at 1:00 in the morning. I respect my body and give her what she needs. And we all know the value of deep restorative sleep. I'm in bed by 10, 11 o'clock. I'm in bed by 10, 11 o'clock. No. And you see, when I get up the next morning, it's like, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I had a
wait. Do that again, Adrienne. Did you see her arms? She's got some guns, man. I'm telling you.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Oh, for sure.
Oh, she does.
Absolutely. Yeah. I go to the gym every day.
So for those of you who are only listening to the audio version of this podcast, go and look it up on YouTube, Adrienne Simmons, and go back and play that and look at her. She's fabulous. She's absolutely fabulous. I'll tell you, Adrienne, you are very inspirational. You're full of such spunk and energy, and all you can do. I can only imagine what your clients must feel after working with you. And I'm just trying to imagine, though, what does a typical session with Adrienne Simmons look like?
Gosh, it's so different with everybody. But for me, it starts off with breath work. So we'll start off with breath work because I want to make sure that we're both centered and we're both focused on each other at that time. And depending on what their homework was from the week before, it's obviously reviewing what their homework looks like. How I work with my clients is once we determine why they want to rebuild their vitality and energy, because not everybody does. Some people are fine with how they are. You know what? I'm going to keep on smoking. I'm going to keep on eating McDonald's. You know what? It is what it is. I'm going to die as I die. No problem. I only want to work with people who want to improve their current standard of life, who want a better quality, because with vitality comes a better quality of life. I only want to work with people who have a vision that, you know what? I want to do so much more. I want to do so much more, but I need a little bit more energy. I need a little bit more energy to get it happening. So once we determine their why, then we move on to, well, what's the vision? What does it look like? Because you got to keep that vision there. Because on those days when you're not feeling like it, it's raining outside and I don't want to go to the gym. You know what? I've been sitting in traffic for an hour. I really don't want to have to stand and cook. Let me just do an Uber. It's your vision that'll say, you know what? Yeah, I know it's easier to kind of order those wings, but you know what? My body doesn't need those wings. So my vision, oh yeah, you're right. There's my vision, my picture. Once we determine that, I like to look at our dimensions of wellness. As human beings, we all fall under dimensions of wellness that make us humans. Emotional, occupational, social, spiritual, environmental, financial, intellectual, nutritional, physical. I like to look at everybody's dimensions as a holistic picture. And I will always ask my clients, I want you to rate where you think you are in each of those dimensions. 10 being, you feel like a super person. And 1 being, you know what? I can barely drag myself out of bed every single day. So depending on where you rate yourself in all of those dimensions, those are the dimensions that are sucking your energy. And those are the dimensions that you and I need to focus on and figure out, why are you rating it so low? What's going on in your life that it is so low? And let's figure out how to reverse and kick that dimension back up to, maybe you want to be a 7 out of 10. Maybe you want to be a 9 out of 10. You let me know, where do you want to be out of 10 when it comes to each of your dimensions? And each week we focus on each of those dimensions until they get up to a level where you feel, you know what, Adrienne? Oh yeah, I'm good now. I'm ready now. I'm ready now. Let's go. Let's go.
She's bouncing. You are 10 out of 10 across the board.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Me and my genie. Right?
I love it. I love it.
Genie. My genie's got my back.
Wake up our genies.
Adrienne, I'd like you to, because we're going to run out of time here in a minute, but I would like you to address the younger people in our audience, because let me give an example. When I was Brachelle's age and younger, I was invincible. Yep. I was strong. I weighed 175 pounds. I could run. I could jump. I could punch like nobody else. And then I hurt my back. I was weightlifting 780 pounds doing a leg lift, and my leg fell off of the leg press, and I hurt my back. Yep. And then I had to have back surgery. I've had both hips replaced and all that stuff. But I want you to address the young kids who believe. Yeah. I believe I'm invincible.
Just like I did. Yeah,
absolutely. I always felt when I was that age, I'm friggin' invincible. Nobody can touch me. Not nobody know how.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was the same way. I can totally relate to that as well too. Because when we are that young and when we are just kind of loving life, we don't think far ahead. We're not thinking about, you know what? 40, 50, 60. That's a million years away. We're only living in the now. You see, when we're young,
35 was old people, you know. 30 and 35 were old people.
And I'm almost 30. What now?
When 2000 came, it was like, how old am I going to be when 2000 is here? I'm going to be 42 if I make it that far, kind of thing.
Exactly. So,
what advice do you have to give? Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, Dad died at 58.
Yeah.
He had his first heart attack at 35.
Oh my gosh. Was he healthy?
He was up until that point. Okay. Well, not great. I mean, he was a blue collar guy, hard worker, smoker, eat on the run kind of a guy. But he was strong like a bull, and he was, superhero, unstoppable, all that kind of stuff. And he had his first heart attack. He was 35, and that changed things quite a bit. And then over the years, my parents divorced, and he remarried, and he wound up marrying a woman in the same decade as I was. I was 31 and she was in her 30s. And they had a baby. And so I have a half sister out there who's 31 years younger than I am.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, and Dad was 58, and unfortunately he passed away only 3 months after she was born. He never got a chance.
Heart attack?
Yes. And so he never got to appreciate, his daughter and to be able to enjoy that time. And so every moment, my kid brother and I, every moment after 58 is a blessing.
Absolutely.
Every moment that we have not been diagnosed with a coronary condition after age 35 has been a blessing for us.
Yeah.
So we try to do what we can to keep our eyes on things. And that's what we all need to do, is just, be aware of what you're doing. And Adrienne, your words, your energy, your whole perspective on life is so encouraging, so inspiring. And yeah, you're going to make me think. I still like my wings, but I don't get them breaded.
Okay.
So
yeah, exactly. You're making this small.
We'll go that far. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Adrienne, if I could just add, is that I believe that we all have an expiration at the bottom of our foot. And John, if you can't see the bottom of your foot, that's why.
That's probably yes.
There's going to be a point in time when it's our time to go. I think working with you, though, is rather than make that a premature time, so that when you get to the other side and St. Peter said, what the hell are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here for another 10 years. It's like, oh, well, it's lifestyle choices. And it's, so
well,
live
the
your
thing
life
is,
to
the
the
expiration date is either, it's either on the shelf or in the refrigerator, right? So you can extend that, you can extend the life out there a little bit if you take care of it.
Yeah.
Well, and I have to just ask you, like, what is some advice you have for people my age? Because when you start to get like all these realizations, all of you guys are talking about are starting to hit me. And I'm like, okay, well, how do I keep that momentum going without falling into the whole structure of like, oh, well, you get older and you're supposed to calm down type of thing? Because I feel like I'm just getting started. So what advice would you have for somebody of my age that's trying to do what I do to just keep moving forward in the positive sense and the healthy sense rather than to get lost in all the other stuff?
Wow, that's a great question. What I would say is, if you can keep an awareness of the type of life, of the quality of life that you deserve, I believe it is our birthright for every single human being to live a high quality life. I like to joke and say there are billions of sperms, and only that one sperm and that one egg got together to make you, Brichelle, to make Kevin, to make John, and to make me. There's a reason why we're here. There's a reason why we are alive. We're here for a reason. We're all here to bring our gifts to this earth. And we're here to live a quality life. I do not believe that God wants all of us to live a low quality life. I believe that God wants every single one of us to live the best quality life we can, but we humans make a decision based on what we want now. And again, let's be honest, society has made it easy for us to be lazy. They've made it so easy, and the majority of us, we fall into it. Why not? You know what? There's not many people that say, you know what? I know it's easy. Absolutely. Look at the time right now. I've been working all day. It's probably easy for me to pick up the phone and call Uber. But it's like, you know what? My genie is saying, Adrienne, come on. Take the extra half an hour. Make a nice little salad. Mix a little bit of pasta. Make a little bit of chicken. I promise you, Adrienne, you will be rewarded tomorrow. Because I know for a fact, absolutely, I like my wings. But because all of that greasy food is really not sitting well inside, I know I feel it tomorrow. I don't jump out of bed with the same energy based on what I might have eaten the day before. So what I would say to your generation, if you want a life of longevity, if you want that longevity to also include a healthy lifespan, because you can live a long life, but you can live a long life in pain. Do you want to live a long life in pain, or do you want to live a long life with a healthy lifestyle? If you do, yes, you're young right now, and it seems like you got the whole world ahead of you. And you're invincible because you can go and go and go and go, but take it from somebody who was also your age at one time. Sooner or later, your body is not able to take that burden. And in this day and age, in this century, we are now dealing with electronic frequencies from our cell phones, from all these smart gadgets. And unfortunately, those environmental factors are playing havoc on a cellular level. So on top of poor lifestyle choices, what about environmental factors? What about environmental toxins?
Adrienne, that's a whole nother hour. You're going to have
that
to
is a
come
whole other discussion.
Bingo.
And a whole, yes,
We are
indeed.
out of time for this one.
And by the way, when I heard
younger
about
generation, keep that in mind. All of you got the phones on your all the time. You got your phone, your cell phones. You got it in your body. You have no idea what it's doing to your body on a cellular level. So all of that combined makes a nasty soup inside of your body. And doctors are finding that people younger and younger are being affected by diseases that at one time were only affecting people in their 70s and 80s. It is happening now in the 30s and 40s because of all these additional environmental factors. So all I'm saying is that if you want a better quality of life, just make certain changes. Just make certain changes, certain small changes. Have fun, go out, drink, have some chicken wings, everything in moderation. Everything in moderation.
And we've been talking with Adrienne Simmons. By the way, when you were talking about the sperm and the egg thing, then it dawned on me that meant that my parents had to have sex, and I wasn't going to take that for that's like.
Well, what got me was you should realize, that one sperm, worked really hard to get there and to be the successful one. So It just made me kind of come up with a saying, and maybe it's a new T-shirt, right? That says, "Don't disappoint the sperm."
I like.
Don't waste it.
And with that, unfortunately, we are out of time. But
we're over out of time.
We're over out. We gotta wrap this up. Thank you so much, Adrienne. This was
Yeah,
marvelous.
thank you so much. It's been an honor.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, I'm good to go. I'm ready to go for another hour, man. You guys got me pumped up.
Kevin,
I'm tired.
Kevin,
I'm
take
going
us
home
out.
now. And go to Facebook, and you can find Adrienne Simmons there. And Adrienne, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. Namaste.
You'll have to come back, I got to tell you, because now we got to talk
Gotta
environment.
have you back.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Positive Talk with Kevin McDonald. Our purpose is to provide everyone with a positive, entertaining, and educational experience. I would love your feedback and comments about the show, including possible topics and great guest suggestions. Please email me at kevin@kmmedia.pro. And remember, be kind to one another.